Does real estate mortgage expertise matters when it comes to investing in real estate? Well, that is what we are talking about in today's final 2026 episode of the Never Lose a Deal podcast. Welcome. My name is Leroy Brown-Phillips, and I am your host here on the Never Lose a Deal podcast. This podcast is for experienced real estate investors who are looking for creative ways to expand and scale their real estate portfolio. And that is what I'm talking about today. I am talking about, does real estate mortgage expertise matters? Now, as I film today's episode, I am actually at my final episode for the year of 2025. I think I said 2026 before, but I can't remember. But 2025. So please disregard if I said 2026 before, but 2025. So as I do this episode, want to kind of talk about some of the things that I am noticing in the online marketplace, which is different than the offline marketplace, and why you want to be very aware of what is going on and how it could affect you. Normally, as I mentioned to you, this podcast is for real estate investors who are experienced, but I think this message would appeal for inexperienced as well as experienced investors. And the reason why is because, as I mentioned to you, does expertise matter? And the reason why I say does mortgage expertise matters because in the online space, we have gotten to a point where content, of course, is king. Um, Everyone wants to create content, and by all means, that is great. We have AI, we have real life people, we have content creation resources. But at the end of the day, the end user, the person who needs to be able to receive that information, that's where the lines get a little blurred, and that's where there is a very fine line as well as a gray area. And the reason why I'm seeing this is because I've had a lot of people who have came to me who had the desire to want mortgage financing that um, they're just not in a place to be able to really utilize the type of financing that they desire. One thing about me is I'm never going to put someone in a bad position. I know that there are people out there who would say it doesn't matter, as long as they are making a profit or creating some type of income in their business, they are willing to put people in harm. Unfortunately, that's not my place. I would rather tell a person, as they say, a hard lie and what is it, uh, hard truth or something than a soft lie, something like that. And especially when it comes to DSCR loans. I've talked a lot about asset-based lending, and I've talked a lot about DSCR loans. And one thing that I have noticed is that many people do not know when they are ready or if DSCR financing is the right solution for them. Now, this is based on me giving someone sound advice, but of course, as I make this statement, I want to be clear, not having context with a person's situation. Understand that this is very blanket advice, but I just want to give you a example of what I'm seeing in the marketplace. If a person is new to real estate and they are just starting out, it really just depends if DSCR is for you. There are some special cases where, depending on a person's income level or how much, whether that's in their, whether they have a W-2 job or if they have a business, DSCR may be the best choice. But where it's not the best choice, and that is what this episode, I'm going to go over a few areas of why mortgage expertise matters. Number one, DSCR is not for the beginner real estate investor. And let me be clear on who that person is, just to give you some traits. The person who just kind of maybe have created some type of legal entity, a LLC, or whatever advice you've been given, and you've put on the hat to say, I am a real estate investor, but you have no experience. You have never bought a deal, you have never bought a piece of real estate, and you have just really came across some great information online. And I understand that the appeal that DSCR has for some people, you can get DSCR loans, and yes, I do assist people with getting the financing, and I understand what it is that lenders are looking for because I assist investors with giving it. You don't need a W-2 income. You don't have to use, you can buy it in your own business entity. The underwriting is based on the asset, is not based on you. And that criteria sounds great for the new person who wants to invest in real estate because the first thing they're thinking, oh, wow, no tax returns, no W-2s. I get to buy it in a business entity. Sign me up. But there's a small part of what a lot of people miss when it comes to DSCR lending, and especially when it comes to new investors. They are looking to get pre-approved. And I'm always concerned, and that already tells me that the person lacks experience when they're saying, I want to get pre-approved for a DSCR loan. You do not get pre-approved for a DSCR loan. I just recently had this conversation with someone. The asset gets pre-approved, but not you. So the way that you would buy real estate for yourself when you're first starting out, you may get a FHA loan or a conventional loan. And by all means, they have the 3.5 or 3% down payment. Like I said, if you're familiar with my show, you know that residential, that's not my playground, but I do know a little bit about it. And you put that 3% down, and it allows you to take part in home ownership. You can do the whole house hacking process, and you can build wealth. And by all means, that is great. It's a great start. But keep in mind, you have to get pre-approved. So meaning that the lender has to look at you to get pre-approved. Well, unfortunately, with DSCR, it doesn't work like that. There's no one pre-approving you. They're pre-approving the asset. And so that is one of the things where as we go into 2026, and I filmed the show in 2025, my final podcast show for 2025, understand the nuances when it comes to certain loan products that you are looking to take advantage of and take part of, because many people don't know the difference. And what happens is, which is what the show is based on, mortgage expertise matters. One of the things that you want to look for when you are seeking advice or seeking someone to support you is make sure that the person is working in that space. What I find a lot of is that people will attend master classes, online workshops, webinars, or what have you to get information. And then they're pushed to go into the marketplace to find someone to support them with the information that they've gotten from the webinars. And I'm always that person that people gonna love when they come to me. Whoever you went to for that webinar, that master class, that workshop, and you heard some great information and now you want to execute it, just know if you come to me, I'm going to serve you right back to them. serve you right back to them. And let me tell you why. Because if a person has the wherewithal, the confidence to tell you that there are ways that you can get different financing for real estate, but they're not the person who can at least assist you with getting the loan, or they don't have people who can assist you with getting the loan, then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, the next 5 years is not the real estate market to be plain real estate investor, because you can set yourself back financially by getting the wrong advice. So I tell people, like I said, I'm going to serve you right back to them. If you have attended a webinar, a masterclass, or what have you, and you've heard some great things about real estate, and now you want to execute those things, I'm going to be the person to tell you that that is you need to go back to that person or that group to assist you with putting that plan together. Because what happens is that right now, and that's the second thing I'm going to go into when it comes to why real estate expertise matters. One, a lot of people don't know what mortgage products are the products that they need to be focusing on, because they don't realize that they are newbie investors, but they're looking at very advanced strategies. And by all means, it has nothing to do with your ability of what you can't do, but it just makes the process harder for you, because one, now you have to find someone who is going to literally spend time to try to help you figure out this quagmire that you're now in. And number two, you now have to deal with the hurdles that you need to go through to even get the financing. Because many people are shocked using a DSCR loan example. You need money. You need money to qualify. You need money to put down. And what happens is that newbie investors don't have it, don't have neither. So what happens is that they're lured in because they've been told no W-2s, no proof of income, all these things that are very salacious that can pull a person in. But until you get to the point where you're now ready to execute and get the loan, it's crickets. And so that leads me to number two, is professionals who wear all these hats. Like I said, as I began this podcast, it is very easy in today's time with AI and content creation tools to kind of listen to some content and regurgitate it and now say, I'm the expert. Like I said, I'm not here to be a savior for people. I can only focus on what I do. But what I find is that you have people, and it is very rare. I mean, very rare. And the reason why it's rare is because you can't be an expert chasing two rabbits. It's very rare that someone says, I am a real estate agent. I help people find houses, help them build wealth, get their first home, all this first time, first time, first time. But yet and still, you're working with experienced investors, helping them with financing for them to scale their portfolios. It's a mismatch, because number one, the financing is different for both people. And then number two, how are you good at both? So what happens is that a lot of people don't realize is that in 2026 and for the next, I want to say, couple of years, You want somebody who is an expert. If I am looking for my first home or my first investment property, I want the best person who knows all the things that are available to me to be a first time home buyer, meaning the financing that's available. Because a lot of times the real estate agents who are going to show me the homes are going to have relationships with mortgage financial professionals, along with they can assist me with getting grants. I know that if these are the things that I want, this is going to be my wish list. I'm not going to be talking to a mortgage professional who assists investors and there's no hand holding, because at the end of the day, one group of people, and that's why I said it's hard for a person to say, I am a real estate professional that is a expert at helping first time home buyers, because that group of people, they need hand holding. They need hand holding. They need for you to explain things to them from soup to nuts, because they are new in their journey, as opposed to the person who is an experienced investor. They don't really need that hand holding. They know what it is that they buy. They know their buy box. They know what they're good at. And they just need someone to guide them on the best financing that suits them for their goals. Two different groups of people. There's no way that there's not a financial professional who says, I'll do both. No, they can't. The scales are not going to be even. What's going to happen is that you, the end user, is going to get someone who is kind of mediocre. And that is what I'm seeing. Many people are getting advice and to the point where the professional may not have the expertise to really see that person see that person fully um move through the transaction, because they don't have the expertise. So in the new year, understand expertise matters. That's if you care about your financial future. Now it's not the time to play real estate. You see a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of videos online and commentary from people who've said um business credit is has hurt them. It didn't do what they thought it was going to do when it comes to real estate. And my heart hurts for those people, because I really do think that, and this is coming from someone who have assisted and still assists many clients with leveraging business funding or business credit in real estate. But I can see why there are some people who've gotten hurt, is because, and I stand on this 2 feet on the ground, solid. New investors should not be looking at business credit or business funding to invest in real estate. There are so many other ways that a new investor can lighten the debt stronghold that possibly could occur if they do not use business credit. I'm going to stand 10 tones down with that. And one may say, well, Loretta, you were helping. No, understand, many of my success stories were never of people, and the few that I did help, it went beyond just getting credit, because I've turned a lot of business down because I don't believe that new investors should be looking at business credit to invest in real estate. There's 100 ways to skin a cat. And I will always stay 10 toes down with this. Trying to leverage financing a person who has no experience with the financial responsibility of credit. And then you're going to add on being new to real estate is a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe. And so going back to what I said is that my heart hurts when I see these stories online of people who are saying that it just wasn't a great use of their economic power. Once again, I think the wrong information was given to certain groups of people. So I say this as I wrap this video up because I don't want to go on a long rant. In 2026, real estate mortgage expertise or real estate expertise matters. If I want to invest in mobile homes, I want to talk to the people who do more mobile homes. I don't want to talk to the person who specializes in short-term rentals telling me how to invest in mobile homes. If I want to invest in multifamilies, I don't want to talk to the person who's saying they specialize in tax liens because there is no way that you're going to be good at all those things. And that's why here, the Never Lose a Deal podcast, there's only one way. I only help people who are experienced real estate investors or looking to expand and scale their portfolio, leveraging creative financing. And that may consist of business credit, business funding, and asset-based lending. The list goes on and on. SBA financing. But understand that group of people, they are not new. They're not new. And I say this to say, I'm never working with nobody who's a first time home buyer. I've turned a lot of business away. If it's locally in my market, I'll refer it out to the relationships that I have with FHA professionals. But I don't try to do that business. I'm not trying to go out there and get FHA certified and do all the things that are necessary for me to assist clients to get FHA because I want to specialize in this area. And one may say, well, really, that's just the way you want to do things. That's not how business is done. And I get it. But this is what I know for certain. Specialization matters and expertise matters. This next couple of years, you want to be very careful of taking advice from someone who's saying they're the jack of all trades, because this is what I know for certain. That is a recipe for financial disaster. So if you're looking for a financial future that is prosperous, that will help you financially, um, find specialists in that area. And it don't have to be me. It could be someone that you deem to be the best fit for whatever it is that you want to do. But I will say this, mortgage expertise matters because as we move um into the future with artificial intelligence and content creation, there are going to be overnight people who can say they can assist you with this, but they really can't. And I mean, the amount of people that either reach out to me or I may even talk to locally, it's just sad. So, and it's normally people who are really in the infancy stages, the new investors. The seasoned investors, they kind of can sniff out, the BS, but it's the new people who really get hurt. And so, I want to leave you with this, have a prosperous 2026 as always. The Never Lose a Deal podcast will still continue sharing great insights on creative financing, and ways for you to scale and finance your real estate portfolio. But as always, please go to www.neverloseadeal.com to learn more about what we have in store. And also you can go to www.neverloseadealpodcast to learn more about this podcast. Until the next episode, I will see you in 2026.